Test. Okay, so this is working perfect. I wanted to give some guidance as I see it from how to trend a very strong trend day. And so today, looking at a 10-minute chart in the DAX, we started off this morning very weak, and I was already short from around here as per Telegram. At some point along the way, I attempted or flirted with a couple of long positions, but they didn't materialize to anything, and I stopped myself out. But just about 15-20 minutes ago, I sold short the DAX around 11,987, and I just wanted to give the benefit of my knowledge on how to trade trend days. Is that I won't say or embarrass anyone's intelligence here, because that is absolutely not my intention. And so when I say that it's easy to trade trend days, I don't mean that as in, oh, it's easy to make money, because I would never say that. But in terms of having researched hundreds, if not thousands, of trend days on paper, and also having traded trend days, when you do get a consolidation during the day, which you often get if you've had a very, very significant downtrend before the US market opens, your best bet would be to simply just be a plain sell resistance. And so there was some resistance up here at 12,000, not because it was a round number, although that may have been a contributing factor that it was sold off at this point here around 12:30, but just momentarily it seemed like a relatively low risk idea to sell short again the DAX around 12,000. So this is exactly what I've done. It's currently trading at 45, 46, and so the best thing I can do from here onwards is considering, do I think that we will make new lows? And this is where it would then be a good idea to look out on the big picture and see, well, what exactly is going on here. And the way I like to do that is by saying, well, if this wasn't a daily chart, but this was a 5-minute chart, and you were short the market, would you close now? And the answer probably is I wouldn't, simply just because you often see corrections against the trend take the form of an A, B, C, D, and I'm not a big fan of Fibonacci, not by any stretch. But if this was a 5-minute chart, I would expect the DAX to at least go down to the old lows. And so considering that's another 100 points away, it seems to me much more plausible to stay on the short side. But what many people with less experience will do is they will be looking for a place to buy in a very weak day, because their mind is playing them a trick saying, well, the market has gotten so cheap and so oversold. But unfortunately, that's just not how algorithms work. It's not when people are fearful they work either. So it's worth bearing in mind, and I got an exceptionally lucrative trade going here. The same argument goes for the Dow, which is currently trading at around 17. I sold it at 64. I wonder if I can quickly bring the chart up. I should be able to. So the Dow fell out of bed when it opened at 2:30 UK time, 3:30 European time, where I am. And when we saw the bounce where the sellers came in was a good old classical. There was support on the way down here, and that supported a counter trend for a couple of hours. And this is where we stopped. So if you were looking for a place to sell, this could have been a potential sell level. It's currently that's at 25,500, That's unfortunately not where I got in. I got in at 25,464. So it wasn't the best price in the world that I got. I'm also long sterling dollar, and you can absolutely, with some righteousness, say that I am trading against the trend. Of course, one of the things that I note here is that before today, this market had been continuously going down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 days, and only one out of those 13 days the market managed to actually put a slightly green bar in. There's no discernible support down here, but when you then hone in on a 5-minute chart, you actually, I think I'll do this on a 10-minute chart. You have an interesting pattern whereby the market takes out the previous day's low, quite decisively so, but it doesn't seem to attract any more sellers, and the market begins to bounce in the opposite direction with some force. And it seems to me as if traders have simply bought the first retracement. My entry here is around 126.24. So as you can see, it's not that I am one of those that tries to catch the absolute low. The low of the day is 26.10. I'm quite happy to miss the first points. Okay, so this was just a bit of an idea or insight into how to trade strong trend days. All right.